Hello and welcome. Whether you are here out of interest or intrigue, either way, I hope you will find something of value at the Human channel. I'd like to thank the weekend photographer at shishirratanart.com for enhancing this episode with some interesting visuals. Need a photographer, original abstract art on canvas, or want to read a blog? Head over to shishirratanart.com. Website and social media links are in the description. What it means to 13th November 2017. There are ways and there are means to go about one's daily wage. Where one ends up, though, is a matter of speculation deep in one's mind and cup. How then should it come to pass? Where may it finally stop? Is a guess well made as the answer of what it means to. Insights into the poem, what it means to. Now, the overall meaning of this poem alludes to life in general. What it means to is essentially a question, it is speculation, it is hope that any person on this planet has deep within their minds, with deep within their hearts. What are we doing in this planet? How are we living our life over here with many other people, creatures, things, nature, the cosmos? It is an introspective look into anyone's life. Let's look at the first stanza. There are ways and there are means to go about one's daily wage. What I'm alluding to over here is how one lives life and what one gets out of one's life is completely up to them. There are many ways we can choose to live our lives by doing the right or the wrong things, which might be good for the society or even detrimental to the society. But it is totally upon the individual how they choose to live their life. And that is what leads to people who are great givers, people who dedicate their lives for the well being of everyone. And on the flip side, you have people who have dedicated themselves and their lives to killing others, to bringing out disharmony and whatnot. So we have all kinds of people doing all kinds of things with their lives. But in turn, what they choose to do is not just affecting them, but also affecting all of us, the humans all around us. Because we do not live in isolation, we live in a community. What we do affects everyone in one way or the other, in a big way or a small way, but it definitely does. We are all fighting battles that is unique to us, but not in isolation. Those battles are not fought alone, and they are not thought of in isolation either. Because if we have to do something with our life, it affects everyone as well. So, while we might want to get rich, robbing the bank is hardly the way, because you might probably get away with that. But then there'll be countless others whose money, their savings, their hard earned wealth you would have stolen, and now they are affected negatively by a simple decision and a daring act of someone who wanted to live life better but chose the wrong path. Last stanza. How then should it come to pass? Where may it finally stop? Is a guess well made as the answer of what it means to. Now, over here, I'm trying to conclude and bring everything into a cusp of the question which I asked in the very beginning, that is at the title of the poem, of what it means to. Essentially, what I'm trying to say here is however we choose to live our life, whatever reasons we may have for it, whatever hopes and desires and fears we may have, all of that is still a gray area because nobody, absolutely nobody, can see the future. No one can predict where this will go. No one can tell you beforehand what your next 5 minutes, 1 hour, 5 years, your lifetime is going to be from this moment onwards. Yes, you can guess, you can speculate, but you can never be 100% sure, because life is exactly that. It is unexpected, and that is why we have hopes and dreams of doing things, of being someone. But at the end of the day, we are still at the mercy of the arrow of time. And that arrow of time, it moves generally forward, but it is unique to each and every one of us, because that is affected by the within and the without. In one of my previous episodes, I have elaborated on the concept of within and without. In this poem, I am doing the same thing. All I'm saying is, where all of this culminates to is anybody's guess. Your guess is as good as mine, because neither of us can be sure. But that being said, it does not mean that we cannot do our best to live a good life while we are on this planet, being in harmony with one another, treating people with respect, while also having the hopes of being treated with respect. Why I say that is because if we are expecting something in return, then there really is no point. We have to be selfless. I know that might sound like a very lofty thing to say, but think about it. Isn't it really selfish to expect that if I treat people well, they will treat me well as well? There's no guarantee of that. But then again, the future also has no guarantee that you might be alive in the next 5 to 10 minutes or the next 5 to 10 years. But that doesn't mean we give up hope. We still try to go to our office, do our job the best way we can, and hope that by the end of the financial cycle, we get our bonuses for the job well done. But is there a guarantee that the company might survive until then? Who predicted that this coronavirus would come and completely change the way we live our lives? Who would have thought of that? Even then, it happened. And now we are all stuck at home, working from home. There are people who would have loved to stay at home and work. But now that we are having no other choice, there are some who absolutely hate it now and they would rather go to office and work. And then there are those who have got used to it, who have adapted, who have invested to make their work at home scenario more comfortable. Anyway, coming back to the poem, it's all about life. It's all about being the best. It's all about dealing with uncertainty. And it is all about living life the best way we can. Taking the uncertainty in our stride, being our best selves, ensuring that the time we have on this planet is worthwhile not just to ourselves, but even to those around us. Because we humans live together as a community. That is how we thrive, and that is how we succeed, and that is how we have come this far from the stone ages. So, with that, I would like to end the recitation and explanation of the poem, What It Means to. Well, then, I hope you found something of interest in today's podcast. And if you did, please do share for more and share the channel among like minded people. The Human Channel signing off.